Funko sure knows how to anger the community.
In case you have not been keeping up with us or social media at all this entire week, Funko collectors have gone insane.
And most of us are really pissed.
Fun Days happened last Friday in San Diego, and oh my gosh, what an awesome time, minus the sandwiches. There were performances, there were sneak peeks, there were fanatics hanging with fanatics, just having a great time, and people got really special, limited Funko Pops, a ton of Freddy Funkos, amongst some other things, which is super duper cool.
Yeah, like this 500-piece Megatron Freddy Funko Pop. But it isn't 500 pieces.
Monday rolled around and guess what? People had already started receiving their boxes of fun. Guess what else? They were boxes of awesome for the people who were at home and didn't have to travel all the way to San Diego to get these pops, but they were the same pops for the most part that were at Fun Days. And the worst part about it is that they had just different stickers. And it's so ridiculous. Never in the history of ever anything Funko ever in the whole world, never has this happened before. If you go to Funko's blog specifically talking about their stickers, they state that even if the sticker is different, if there is a limited piece number on that sticker, that limited piece count is the total piece count for that entire variant of the pop, meaning
that this 500-piece Freddy Funko as Megatron Metallic should be 500 pieces, but they lied.
Yes, they did. An example I used in a previous video is the Boba Fett that was 1,000 pieces at New York Comic Con a few years ago, and there was a con sticker variant and a shared sticker variant, and they both said 1,000 pieces. Now, whether they split it up 50-50 and one was 500 and the other was 500, or one was 250 pieces and the other one was 750 pieces, I don't know. But the total number of that pop, according to Funko themselves on their website, should have been 1,000 pieces total. A lot of people were speculating when the Megatrons and the Captain Americas started to come in that the Captain America from Fun Days actually had a shield on his back and then the one at home did not. But that's not the case because it was literally just the Infinity War mold with a Freddy Funko head on it.
Infinity War Cap does not have a shield.
Yeah. And also people were saying, oh, well, one of the Megatrons has a gun and the other one doesn't. But what does Megatron have for an arm?
He has a gun on his arm. He has a cannon on his arm.
Okay.
But it's an arm with a cannon on it.
But he's not holding the gun.
And by the way, I just want you to know, he actually has a closed fist with the gun. Just in case you thought it was opened.
So the reason that Funko collectors are going crazy is that there are people on both sides of the fence. Actually, a lot of people on a bunch of different sides of the fence. I thought there could only be two, but there's a lot. First, there are people who are saying, yay, we stayed home and we didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con and now we get those really cool limited pieces. I get the excitement, but I feel like people should be pissed that these pops are straight up lies.
If those people ended up going to Fun Days and they spent all that money to go there, they spent the money on the airfare, the hotel, and the tickets, they would be pissed too. But they're not pissed because they bought their box online and everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah, they're getting the same as you got at Fun Days, minus the food poisoning.
Did people get food poisoning?
Yes, people got food poisoning.
Get out of here, for real?
Yes, they got sick.
Is it because the food was poisoned?
Yes.
It looked like poison.
I saw a picture where someone had like a gray piece of meat on their sandwich.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it was gray. I saw one with like raw chicken. Anyway, enough about the sandwiches.
I'm gonna throw up.
Then there's people who are like, ha ha, flippers. Flippers can't flip this stuff. But they seem to forget that there were collectors at the event.
Yeah, I don't understand that argument at all.
Yeah, and not only were there collectors at the event, like I have so many friends who were at Fun Days, and every single one that I talked to said that they were super excited because the Freddies this year were super duper cool.
Yeah.
And they traded a bunch of stuff to get like what they wanted.
Of course.
And they felt special because they were so low count.
And a lot of people, it was their first Fun Days. So they're going there for a really cool event. And they got slapped right in the face when they found out that all those Funko Pops were in the boxes at home. Well, most of them.
And then there's people like Chris and I, who are collectors ourselves. We did not go to Fun Days, thank goodness, because that would have been crazy.
We almost did, and we almost spent a lot of money.
On raw chicken sandwiches.
And a up time with one of the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boy is back. All right. It's just one boy.
We are collectors, we stayed home, and we see the glaring issues with what happened at Fun Days with the whole sticker debacle.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing.
It is horrible.
It's a new chapter of Funko. They finally decided to just totally crap all over Fun Days, which I have mentioned in previous videos that Fun Days is basically like the sacred event for Funko. Like, I never thought in a million years they would ever mess it up.
No.
But we found out some news from some people who were laid off from Funko. So now that people are being laid off at Funko, they're going to start spilling the beans and letting us know about all the that's been going on behind the scenes. And let me tell you something. The stuff going on behind the scenes is not pretty. And let me just tell you, a lot of those stories link right back to the big old B. By the way, the big old B's definitely not happy with us from the things that I heard.
I mean, I sort of assumed that, but...
Yeah, he hates us. I mean, he actually hates us, I think. But what if we told you that this whole box of fun fiasco was on purpose? That's the news that we received over the last couple of days from those folks who were laid off. A couple of them reached out to us directly to let us know, hey, you know all those videos you made? Well, that was no accident. That was something that Funko planned. And that's something that blew our mind. I cannot believe that Funko would plan out a situation like this. And at this point, I still cannot figure out exactly why they did it because it makes really no sense to me. I do feel like it could have something to do with the secondary market and they're tired of people making money. Like, there's something weird going on here because in the past, people would buy these Funko Pops for thousands of dollars. In fact, this happened at the event. So is it that they don't want people to make that kind of money off their product? Funko is really big in being a part of the secondary market, i.e. eBay. They now have a stake in eBay on purpose because they want to make money off of the sales that you make on eBay. So if they did this for that reason, it's not surprising. But I can't think of any other reason why they would do this other than that reason. I thought it was all accidental. People were putting the wrong stickers on. It was just completely out of whack because they were low manned. But it turns out it was planned from the start to be like this. That is groundbreaking. That's groundbreaking for our community. To know that Funko is doing all these really wild, outlandish things that they would never do before. Why? Why would they do this? Specifically to the people who went to Fun Days. If you went to Fun Days, you should be pissed. If you went to Fun Days and you're defending this, I would be shocked.
There were a couple of people who went to Fun Days and who were defending it, but it seems like they're not like super collectors. Like they just went to go and have a good time.
I don't understand this allegiance to Funko. Like, I like Funko. I enjoy their products. I like some of the people that are involved at Funko, some of the people that are left. But overall, after hearing all these horrible things and looking at how they handle some of these situations, i.e. this box of fun, it turns you off. We've had a lot of people comment on our videos and they're like, why are you talking crap? And stop talking crap about stuff. Stop being crybabies. Crybabies. When you spend a lot of your hard-earned money on this stuff, you're allowed to speak up and tell Funko what you're not happy about.
Absolutely. I have friends who spent $1,000 or more on one Funko Pop at Fun Days. And that Funko Pop is the metallic Captain America. It is a Freddy Funko. It was a 250 piece, so they said. It's Captain America. So obviously it's not going to be a cheap pop. And before anybody says, oh, they shouldn't have spent so much money on that and they should have waited for the price to settle. Right after Fun Days last year, you were offered the Black Light Optimus Prime Freddy for $400 and you didn't take it because we had that mentality. We said, oh, well, $400, that's a lot for a Funko Pop. We might be able to pick it up soon for like $200 or $300. That didn't happen. Go look at his value now. He's over $800.
You gotta shoot your shot when it's time to shoot your shot.
When it comes to the Fun Days Freddy's, absolutely.
Now, looking back on this whole box of fun debacle, it's obvious that this was planned out. You notice that there are Funko Pops that are only at home and there are Funko Pops that are only at the show. The Wolverines were there and the glow-in-the-dark Hopper. Those are Funko Pops that you cannot get inside the boxes at home. So it seems like they wanted to keep some things sacred, but the way that they put the stickers on the Funko Pops, like this Megatron, showing that it's a 500 piece, and then putting a 2,000 piece on the at-home edition, is really up.
I wanted to believe so hard that there was some sort of difference between the two Pops, the ones that showed up at Fun Days and the ones that showed up at home. I wanted to believe that there was just something, anything that was different, and there wasn't. This was 100% planned by Funko, which is super up. We got an email the other day stating that this person had just watched our video about the sticker debacle, and they said that it was not a quality control situation of stickers slipping through the cracks or an error at the factory. One person in a very high up role, who I'm not going to say their name or even their title, but Funko knows damn well who they are, who also worked SDCC and Fun Days, decides what items go into each in-person and online box of fun, and admitted to other fanatics and coworkers that this was the direction that they gave to product development. So it was known that this was going to happen before going into production, and how to sticker each item and how many of each to produce. Now, Chris and I vet our sources very, very carefully, and we weren't sure whether or not to believe it, but they said some other things that only someone with knowledge of the inner workings of Funko would know. And then it started being confirmed by more and more sources. So we learned this information from an ex-employee who has connections on the inside, or had connections on the inside, because the person that gave them this information was actually one of the many people who were laid off yesterday. Before things went down yesterday, this person was looking into the whole sticker thing because they were curious themselves, and they confirmed that the two separate stickers were listed for the individual products in Funko's product tracker. Funko knew what they were doing. This is just all around bad.
This explains why when they released that write-up the other day, there was no apology in it.
Yes.
Because it was all done purposefully.
Yeah, and they said that they're investigating, but what are they investigating?
They're not investigating because they knew the whole time.
Yeah.
They're just using words like that to make us think it was an accident, and now they're trying to figure out how to alleviate all the stresses they're taking on now from people like us and most people like you who are watching right now who are angry over this situation.
Yeah, and I can give you a way that they could have alleviated all of this by making the two boxes completely different. It's not that hard. And last year was the prime example of a Fun Days box being awesome and the at-home boxes being just as equally awesome. And if they wanted to take the lazy route, they very easily could have done the special pieces at Fun Days,
yeah,
and the more common pieces at home. For example, metallic Megatron at Fun Days, a less limited regular Megatron at home.
Well, that's exactly what they did. Inside of the box, there's a metallic one and a regular common-looking Megatron. So they could have put the regular one at home, and they could have put the metallic one there.
Hello, that's my point.
Yeah.
You know how there's a glow-in-the-dark Green Ranger and a regular Green Ranger?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Glow-in-the-dark at Fun Days, regular one at home. Instead, they, for whatever reason, put them both in the at-home box. Glow-in-the-dark Hopper at Fun Days, regular one at home.
Yeah.
Glitter Merlin at Fun Days, regular one at home. I mean, what the are they thinking?
They're not. That's the problem. Whoever is in charge of this whole thing must not understand how Fun Days works and how these boxes work, or they just wanted to cause a lot of problems for themselves. I think anybody that's a collector, or anybody that knows what Funko is and understands Fun Days, understands limited pieces, would understand that this would be a catastrophic problem. Because now we don't know if the limited pieces really are limited.
Yeah, it's up.
That's the biggest problem here. So now we don't know to take them seriously or not. So do I spend $1,000 on a 250 limited count piece ever again from Funko? Probably not, because I could find out the next week that they made 1,000 more.
Not that we have actually spent $1,000 on that limited piece, but we know people who have. I mean, it's messed up. You want to know the craziest part about all this? I looked up the person who made this decision, and they have been at Funko for nearly 5 years. They know about all of this. Funko gets complaint emails from collectors all the time. They know the what to do and what not to do's to the collectors. They know what we like. They know the complaints, and they're still doing shit like this.
Oh my God. Funko, you need to steer the ship in a different direction. I don't know what's going on, and I know that we as a channel come on here a lot and we do a lot of criticism and we yell trash and stuff like that. A lot of it is for humor's sake, but right now we're watching you almost sink your own ship. And I don't know why this is happening. We have been talking a lot of crap for months about Funko and how operations have been, and throwing away Funko Pops and throwing away product.
And throwing away your talented employees.
Then we noticed that SDCC announcements came out really late, and it was really wonky, and it didn't show up on that spreadsheet, the guide or whatever. It was really all very weird. But then we started to see the ramping up for SDCC. People were going to SDCC. They were picking up figures like this. People were super excited. I started to personally get excited.
Me
I was
too.
like, holy shit. Funko is coming back in a really big way at SDCC. Fun Days is going to be huge. Then people started posting pictures of their Fun Days boxes. I was super excited. In fact, we started making videos about Fun Days and all the pieces that we would like to get our hands on. We also talked about like our favorites all the way down to our least favorites. But I think we even mentioned that we loved all the pieces that were involved. Everything that was happening was great. And then we find out about this box of fun at home. And that's what basically demolished all the great thoughts that I had. And so that's what brings me to this week, and saying all the things that I've been saying, making all the videos that we've been making, and talking about the demise of Funko. We're literally watching it. We're literally watching them die right now. And then on top of all of that, we see more layoffs. I just don't know even what to think or say. It's so unbelievable. Just a couple of years ago, they were at their height during the pandemic. And now just a couple years later, we're seeing them like this.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad to me because I'm watching a company that I have supported for nearly a decade. I have so many Funko Pops. I'm looking at Funko posters all over our walls. I can't even tell you how many Funko t-shirts I have. I love Funko products.
I even got a Funko tattoo.
Me too. I'm not going to show it because it's on my foot, and I know how weird you people are, and you're not going to see that for free.
Don't share that.
But we love Funko. We love it so much. It has brought us some of our greatest friendships that we have.
And most of those friends have gotten completely out of Funko.
Well, they're the smart ones. We're the dumbasses who continue to just stay and wait for Funko to get better. I mean, how many times are they going to prove that things are over there for us to just like give up?
So the bottom line is that this was all done on purpose, and that's really crazy to me. And I know there's a lot of people angry about this. And right now Funko is trying to devise a way to make all the fans happy that did go to Fun Days. I cannot wait to see what that resolution is. Hopefully it is a good one, but I do not have high hopes.
You know what the messed up part of this is? You mentioned that Funko's sort of almost like jealous of the secondary market and like they want all the money to themselves. I don't think that's the case. I think that in some way they were trying to like cut corners, but it doesn't make any sense because they literally had what could have been the Pops at home and at Fun Days that were separate created, but they just mashed them all together. But the thing is, they've pissed off the fans, and now they're having to make up to the 3,000 people who attended Fun Days in some way, whether that be, say, a $10 coupon, that's $30,000 out of their pocket. Say it's a proto. I don't know how much their protos cost, but that's money out of their pocket. A free Fun Days ticket for next year or something, that's 250 times 3,000, and then are they even going to be able to accommodate other fans who want to get into Fun Days? I mean, I don't know. These are just things that I've thought in my head, like, how are they going to make it up to these people? Regardless of what solution they find, they're wasting money. So they should have just done it right from the first place and put the more common variants at home and the fun glow, metallic, diamond, whatever variants at Fun Days.
It's a very expensive lesson to learn. But we want to know what you guys think about all of this. Are you shocked to hear this was all done on purpose? Are you angry about this? We would love to know all of that and more in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you for staying until the very end of the video. We really appreciate you. In every video, we like to shout out to some of our patrons from Patreon. In this video, we like to shout out to Jones in for Funko, Simon Crook, Dylan Nakashima, Casey Hewlett, Keith Matthews, S. Baby Briggs, J.R. Garcia, Steven Sklansky, George Blanchard, and Simon Holden. Thank you so much, patrons. You guys are awesome.